Hello everyone. So this is the part 2 of the videos that I'm creating to help us to use Google Forms to set up assessment for our student. In our previous video, we looked at the settings for the Google Forms. So for this video, we are going to begin typing the questions. So this is our form, as you can see. Later on, I'll give a brief description about this test. So let me even type that right away. So this is a sample test. So maybe I'll say that study the roles of teachers in your school before you take this test. Okay. So good luck. So you can give any instruction that you want to. The instruction should be about a test and it should help them to understand the work better. Now here, in our previous video, we indicated that students will be required to provide their email addresses. So that area will be used for that. Now let's begin with the questions. So you always come to that plus sign, and a space will be created for you to type your questions. Now, if you come here, there are different kinds of questions that you can set using Google Forms. So you can set short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes. So in this video, I'm going to try to see if I can do 2 of them or all of them. Let's see how we can get that done. Now that my form is ready, I have to start with the questions. All right. Okay. So now let's begin with our questions. Now the first question that I'm going to type is, I'm going to ask students to check the names of science teachers. I'm not going to mention the name of our school. Check the names of science teachers in our school. They know the school I'm talking about. But when you are setting your question, you have to be specific. Check the names of science teachers in our school. So, let me use the following names. So maybe Mr. Agohom, Miss Elaine, okay, Mr. Mauli, Mr. Dear Pena, Papa Solo, okay, Mr. Badohu, then Mr. Kwapon, right. So now this is my question. So I've finished typing the question. Now I have to tell the form what the right answers are so that it can mark the work for me. So I come here, the answer key. Now, so I have all of these names. Now, any name that I check will be considered as the right answer. So I'm looking for science teachers. Mr. Diapena is 1. Mr. Badohu is 1. Mr. Kwapon is 1. Good. Now, how many points do I give? So I think I'll give 3 points. Then I put 3 in there. I'm done. So what I have to do is to done, right? Done. Okay. So you can see that there is this thing called option 7. I don't need it as part of the question. So I have to take it away. have to take it away. It's gone. Okay. Now, you see this. If you don't check this button, it means that student can go ahead and submit their work without answering this question. But I want everyone to answer this question, so I have to make it a required question. So this is a required question. So I'm done with question number 1. It says check the names of science teachers in our school. Right. Okay. So I'm done. Now, the next question. Remember the plus sign. The next question that I'm going to type, I want it to be a multiple choice. So, and it has already picked it for me. Now, I will ask, how old is the principal? And I'm going to provide 4 different answers. He is 9 years old. He is 10. He is 11. And he is 12. So, for us to be able to tell the correct answers, we have to come to the answer key. Sorry. So let's go to the answer key. And then let's say the principal is 11 years. So we've programmed the form to know the right answer. And then we come to the point. So we put, let's say, 1 point here. We are done. Click done. And then when you come here, is it a required question? Yes. I want everybody to answer this. So if anyone refuses to answer this question, they can't submit. So I've checked that. Okay. Now, the next question. The next question that I'm going to, so remember the plus sign. So plus. The next question that I'm going to do is not it's not a multiple choice. It's called a short answer. So I pick the short answer. And you only pick the short answer option when you want to set a question that demands only one word. Yes. So let's say, what car does the principal drive? What car does the principal drive? Okay. Right. Now, so when I come here, I need to do the answer key. All right. So I need to put in the answer so that the form can mark it for me. So I'm going to put the answer. He drives Toyota. Let's say he drives Toyota. Now remember that, see how I have typed Toyota. If you type the answer this way, you have to also let the student know in your question that they have to type the answer in the same order. If student decides to type caps Toyota like this, they'll be marked wrong. Okay? So let's be clear. So I'll give extra feedback to the question. I'll give extra direction or instruction on the question so that student wouldn't type Toyota as in caps, because if they do, per the answer I've given here, they'll be marked wrong. Okay. All right. So now remember to check this. It says mark all other answers incorrect. So any other answer students will provide apart from Toyota written in this way will be considered as incorrect. Now we need to give points. So 1 point. Done. So now I'm done with 3 different kinds of questions. The first one is a checkbox. You use checkbox when you need students to provide more than one correct answer. Okay, so that's it. Then you use multiple choice. We all know what multiple choice questions are used for. And then you also can use what we call short answer questions when you want them to provide one correct answer or one word answers. Okay, so remember it has to be required. So we are done with this session. We need to pause here and then continue. So after this one, I'm going to create another video that will talk about how to use Google Form to set up short paragraph questions. So I'm done with this one. So thank you for watching.